Bestie, I got a question. But I'm going to answer it first.
Okay.
You ever been in a love triangle before?
Unfortunately. It might have been a couple of them, but...
You know what? You know what? I've been in... Now that I think about it, I think all of my relationships was like that.
Nah, I'm not going to say all.
And, I mean, one of them, just one of them, I ended up winning in the end. Like, I ended up...
Yeah, I'm always going to win in the end.
They left that person to come, you know what I'm saying, in the end to be with me. But the most interesting one for me... Oh, I was so stupid. Jesus. I was in a relationship.
I know, man. I hate when you gotta think back and you're like, damn, that was dumb.
I was in a relationship with a female. And one thing about a Gemini, y'all, I'm about to say that one thing about a Gemini, if they like somebody, they love somebody, they love them and they like them like hard. Like if they want you, they want you. No and ifs, buts about it. And for me, I feel like, shoot, if I come on to you, that I know for sure, you know what I'm saying, I got you. I don't have no issues in that area. But baby, what I did not know, I started talking to this female, and she was talking to somebody else who was in the military. Best friend, her, she was talking to me, but her girlfriend was deployed. Her girlfriend was deployed. I didn't even know it. I'm like, man, who the heck keep calling your phone like this, right? And so then, okay, that's not even it. So I'm like...
That's not the worst part?
No, that's not even the worst part, because in my mind, I'm thinking like this. I'm in the military. So bitch, if I get deployed or something, that you gonna do that to me? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So...
Maybe when the other girl come back, you will be deployed. So that way it's just y'all two at least.
Baby, it get juicier than that. So then, I'm like... At this point, I still like her. I'm like, this is the beginning, you know what I'm saying? We could probably work out the hiccups, you know what I'm saying? Just the beginning.
Yeah.
Just the beginning, right? So I'm still, you know, being lovey-dovey, buying shit. We still doing it, having sex, and...
Hold up. Wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still being this girlfriend that just believes she's with one person. So then, fast forward, I don't know who set it up. I do not know who set it up, but the girl came back to the States, right? I never seen her. Mind you, this person that I was with, we stayed, you know what I'm saying? She moved in with me, we stayed together, but she left me for a couple of days so she can go be with this girl. You know, the one that was deployed, right?
Okay.
Like, really
I mean,
left
was
me
she
by myself.
100 about it?
To who?
You. Like, did she tell you that's what she...
Oh, yeah. When she went, and I want to say I told her to go.
Oh, okay.
I probably just told her to go, but
yeah,
I didn't think...
one thing as long as, like, you know, somebody keep it...
Yeah, but best I ain't think she was going to be gone the whole weekend, though.
I mean, what do you think she was going to do?
I think she was just going to go down there and talk to her, just let her know, like, what's up, like, me, you know, talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay, like, lace
she was
her
going
up
freaking weekend. And I'm like, I done let this person come stay in my place and she cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that, but then I'm also thinking, like...
on her, that's all.
I'm in the military, so, like... Damn, that can really happen to me. Red flag, but I ain't paying no attention, so boom. The girl wanted to fight. And mind you, I didn't even know she knew anything about me. I knew a little bit about her, but I'm like,
fight you for?
What do you fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to fight you, bro. Like, what's up? I never seen her, but you know.
That dumbass shit.
People ain't never seen you, but they got, you know, secret beef. Anyways, make a long story short, the girl ended up, you know, breaking up with the girl I was with at the time, and we was cool. We was good after that. Bestie, I'm in love at this point.
Who was this girl? Was it the person we were just talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Next, I'm in love still at this point. Like, you know what? We done got rid of one. We good.
We
good.
Said
You know
one. Now I know this is just gonna spiral. But I feel you, because it be like that.
Baby, this is where I you know, I was cool with it a little bit, but then I lost it. I really lost it. So then, but this person, you know, they stayed in Texas, but just not San Antonio. So,
oh, she was smooth.
A couple hours away. I didn't even know because
smooth.
when the person was like, you know what I'm saying, like presented to me, it was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm in love with her. Or I can't remember if she told me she was in love with her or I don't even know. She was in love with her. She was okay because she was trying to get over her.
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Damn, this is some skirt.
with me. But.
Oh,
this was her
so
first.
it's the ex that she talking about.
It's an ex.
Oh, I thought it was somebody new. I about to say,
No, it's a new person. It's not the same one. So when
she in love with somebody else now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But they been in love the whole time. So I'm thinking me and her is good, and every day I'm like, damn, I be trying to pick.
So she wasn't never in love with the girl that was deployed.
Yes, she was. She was in love with her, and we got rid of her. I thought
But
everything
the whole
was okay.
time she was in love with somebody else too.
Her first.
Damn,
So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, I'm still smooth at this point because I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still in it. But red flags started showing up. I'm like, damn, it's like every time we finna go to the club, she always sending somebody some pictures, like pictures and videos. And I'm like, well, they damn sure ain't coming to my phone. You know what I'm saying? Because we finna walk out together at this point. We going to the same club.
wow.
She would get the videos, the text messages, the phone calls, everything. And I'm still like, you know what? I'm still, at this point, I'm not saying I was just stupid. I needed some more information. Like, I needed some more shit, like, to really just gather my thoughts and try to present it together. Lied about it. Lied to me about it. It wasn't until the first, because this girl was her first. And the whole time they were in a relationship, my girlfriend at the time had been trying to get her ex, different person, her ex to be with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? She cut for her, she loved her, she wrote for her.
So let's pause. So the whole time she was with the girl that was deployed, she was still trying to get back with her
in
ex.
love with somebody else.
But
they never cut the communication
actively,
off.
So while she was with the girl that was deployed, she was still trying to get back with her ex.
Yeah.
Before you even came in the picture.
Yeah, and then I came in the picture with two people already, right? But
right,
the second ex that really got us, you know, in the situation.
So her first, we're gonna call that one the first.
The first one,
the one that was deployed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the second one, she's the one that's in Texas, right?
Her first love. Okay.
And the crazy thing about it is, not only did she stay in Texas, she had my girlfriend had a guy friend at the time who stayed there. I got left at the house. I got left at his house. And she went to go see this girl.
She belongs to the streets.
4th of July. 4th of July.
Not on a holiday.
Mind you, I don't even know nobody in this part of Texas. Mind you, I don't know nobody, period. But I got left.
On the holiday?
When I started looking outside, it started getting dark. Right. Like right now, I'm not. So then I'm like, she come back trying to like, you know, get all up on me, trying to do this shit. And I'm like, mental battle right now. Like, this can't even be true. Like, are you stupid? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And of course, for some reason, I don't know what was it about this girl, but I just liked her. So anyway, we ended up coming back. We argued about that shit right there. It took her ex to say, I'm in love with you.
And then boom, she's ready.
I don't know what emotion that triggered in my girlfriend. Mind you, we together. I don't know what
even call her my girlfriend.
Emotion triggered that at the time, but I flipped. So I'm crying at this point. We sitting on the bed talking about it. I'm crying. I was like, how you gonna do that? Man. I'm doing everything. I do this, I do that, and whoop, everything the 9 yards. And if I can remember these exact words, because those exact words stuck with me so hard that like that's when we break up with her, because I stood on those words right there. Basically, I was telling her like, you know, I'm in love with you, I'm feeling you, but you're doing all of this, and she basically slapped me in my face and was just like,
she had a whole.
I'm not gonna
leave. A square.
She had a whole square in my face and said, I'm not gonna leave her alone. Then I'm crying at this point, like, but you see my tears at this point.
That's a little fucked up, but it's a little messed up.
I was stupid.
At least she kept it 100.
You know what she did, but I don't know what was funny.
Respect that part.
I do, but I don't know. Like, why are you laughing?
She was laughing?
I'm crying and you laughing.
Oh, wow.
But it's one of those like this. I ain't gonna leave her alone. No matter what you do or what you say, I ain't gonna leave her alone. But why are you laughing?
Yeah, that's tough.
So everything after that, she kept wanting to work it out.
No, don't work it out now. You laughing in
mentally,
my face,
I was already gone, so I ain't even want it no more. I'm like, but you got me effed up.
Girl, but
first, I swear to God, I know y'all done had sex on the 4th of July and left me down there by myself. Each time we went to,
Hey, she was wilding,
each time we went, I'm telling you, I would be left by
not
myself.
celebrating a whole nother holiday. She was wilding.
So that was the wildest thing for me because I was in 2 of them love triangles, like back to back with the same person within maybe a couple of weeks.
Weeks.
Because mind you, the second ex never left. She apparently she never left. And like I told the
But
girl.
I'm saying, like, so how long were you with the girl?
You really want to know?
Yeah, like, because I'm trying to get.
Because at this point we was
was
dating. Okay, so we was dating at this point.
Right.
But
No,
you
just
know,
tell
we
me
take-
how long y'all was dating.
Like 3 months.
Oh, okay. Okay, well.
But you know how you be dating, like you be with somebody, and you tell them like, you know what, I don't want to be with you, but they still in their mind they think y'all together. That shit that went on for like a year or two,
Yeah,
with like, no, there's no like, what are we
But
talking
Geminis
about?
are like that, bro. They can do whatever they want to do, and they ain't trying to let go.
No, it wasn't. Oh yeah, you're right. Shit,
Yeah,
I dated that
they
same
ain't trying to
girl.
let go.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want to do. But they ain't.
Well, that's what it was. Like I said, that was interesting for me because I didn't even know who to be that.
And that was she was toxic.
You know
It
what?
was her. She was the problem.
And you know what's crazy? That motherfucker did it 3 times. Girl. Yes.
That was the ex.
One of them. You don't know. The second one you don't know.
The one she was in love with. I don't know the one. So it's 3 times. No.
3 times.
She got to go.
So, yeah, that's that 3 times. And you know what? I told myself I would never do it again. And I have not done it again. Because that shit mentally fucking, effed me up.
She was toxic.
I didn't, you know what? I think, I was just trying to figure it out because, mind you,
And I know
she was still like,
we use that word overly now, but that's toxic.
But this was like my
especially
first
if you
time.
don't want to leave me alone. She wouldn't have no choice. You gonna get blocked and everything else. You gonna leave me alone.
Eventually that happened. Eventually, but she was my first everything, so I'm just like, I was clueless and confused. Bitch, I ain't had no kind of balls or nothing at this
I
point.
feel you.
But yeah, now I'm just scarred.
It'd be like that.
What about you?
Yeah, definitely been a love triangle. I mean, I was definitely not the person that got into a relationship with them though, so it's that. But nah, man, this girl had messaged me on like Twitter or something, and we started, talking or whatever. We linked up a couple times, and we were just casually talking. She ran a game on me a little bit. A lot of bit. Nah, yeah, we was talking, and like a little bit into us talking, she was, she kind of like explained the situation with her ex to me. And at the time, like her ex somewhat lived with her because of a different situation, etc. But, cause they stayed at her mom's house.
Right.
But at the time that me and her started talking, her and the ex weren't together, and the ex was staying somewhere else. But that was temporary, apparently. So, yeah. So then when the ex comes back, so first of all, let me tell you, this girl is hilarious. So one day, like she's like, well, yeah, I gotta go take her. Something that belonged to her. I'm not gonna give too many things that are specific, but something that belonged to her. She's like, well, I gotta go give her this or whatever. But she was like, we was going. So I'm in the car with her. So we go. She give the girl her stuff. Then we dip. What's even more wild is we go to the pool one day, and she's like, oh, well, my friend is with me. Whole time she's talking about her ex.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the pool, but her ex is at the pool with a nigga. So it's like a whole like double date type deal. I swear to God, I cannot make this up. So we're at the pool, right? And so like the whole time we at the pool though, like you can feel the tension. And I'm like, bro, like what is going on? Like this is right. I'm like, what's going on? Like, you know, you can feel the tension. But again, whole time, this is the ex. Now, I can't remember if I figured out it was the ex once I seen her, or if I figured it out like, you know, a day or a couple days later, right? So boom, that was that. Now, this is where I'm gonna say the reason for why I kept doing what I was doing. That's why, because I'm like, at this point, the girl knew she was talking to me. Clearly, we didn't had a whole double date, day wild, but yeah. So, boom. A little bit after that, though, like we had chopped it up, and like we was talking one day, and she's like, "Well, you know, like I don't really think that I can have like a relationship with my ex here, because the ex ended up having to come back to the house." And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying, like. That makes sense. And I'm like, and I'm really not, at that time, I still was not like a relationship person. Right. So I'm like, I'm not really a relationship person anyway. So if anything, she gonna give you a relationship. I'm probably not. Right. So it was just like, do what you gotta do. I'm not tripping. But that was more of like a, let's just get this all out on the table. Because obviously me and the girl still kept talking. So boom. So then like, you know, it was just like it was a love triangle from that point on, more or less. But my thing was, I'm like, well, here's the thing. You obviously know that me and the girl talk. You obviously seen me and the girl in the pool, because we was all in the pool. Right. Like some dumbasses. So that was that. And I mean, yeah. I'm gonna say for like 8 months. Yeah. But what took the cake was like, okay, so the whole time, right, it's like a constant back and forth. But like I said, I'm not a relationship person, so I'm like, shit, that's y'all. If y'all are in a relationship and y'all doing this type of deal, that's on y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So it was like that. But it was just like, you know, of course it was still like times where it's just like, bro, this is getting old. Like, you know, we either gonna talk to each other and that's it, or like what we gonna do, because this back and forth. I'm talking about they threw parties. I'm invited to the party, of course.
So the girl at the time, the girl who you was with was inviting you to the parties with the ex being there.
Yeah, they lived together. I mean, you didn't have a choice.
I would have walked in the home. What's up?
I mean, I went to the parties. I ain't tripping. I went to the parties. Me and my friends went to the parties, but I mean, thinking back to it now, it's just like, y'all, we was all wild. And I mean, my friends all knew what was up too. But yeah, we went to the parties. It was what it was, you know. But,
so like, what was your last straw of like, just saying, you know, 8 months later, like, you know what,
so at the end of that year, I was leaving for college. And I was going to U of H. So I see her before I leave or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, like, we was already kind of like, I don't know, it was always weird, because it's like every time I want to leave the girl alone, then here she go, like, you know, no, I don't want to leave you alone. And so like the first time that I was like, you know what, like, I'm done. And it wasn't in a bad way, it was just more or less like, hey, let's just go our separate ways, right. Do what you do with your ex, and then we leave it like that. Send me a message telling me she loved me and blah blah. So then it was just like, okay. So that dragged on a little bit longer. And this was the only person, or the first person, I'm gonna say, first person I really like, you know, let touch me like that. So, which is why I am the way I am now. With, I'm not gonna let you really touch me unless we really, are good like that. But yeah. So that was that. And then when I got ready to leave for school, like I said, we had talked to each other, seen each other. Then I left. And then I want to say maybe like the second week I was in school, I'm on Instagram, and she posted a picture, and she was like at my baby's game or something. Now, mind you, I'm like, we already have a situation with the ex, right? But her ex don't play basketball. So I'm
Really?
like, who's that? Like, what is she talking about? So then I text her, and I'm like, you know, like what you got going on? So then, like, you know, she hit me back. Like, she said what it was, but I'm like, bro, like, now you're playing too many games. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you're doing too much. Women are vicious. Like, she also was like, kind of like, you know, like, we was texting, but she was kind of like, I mean, yeah, that's what it is. And I'm like, see, like, your ex might have you thinking you could just handle people that kind of way, but I'm out. Literally. So I ain't talked to the girl, nothing. I ain't talked to that girl for like 2-3 months. There was a few double backs, but I never started like genuinely just talking to her again. After that, it was just like, nah, I never let her in that way, never again. Like, not close anyway, because it was just like, no. But yeah, like, I ain't talked to her for like 3 months. We seen each other at a party. Nah, it wasn't that. Like, I mean, I'm a very cordial. I'm gonna play it cool. I'm gonna always play it cool. Like, testing me is like, it ain't no point, because I'm gonna play it cool. Right. No, we seen each other, and I was like, all of her best friends, I was cool with all her best friends. So it was just like, wasn't no need of it being no negative energy like that. But no, we seen each other at the party. You know, she really was just trying to get me to talk to her. And like I said, like, I'm gonna play it cool, but at the same time, I'm gonna let you know, like, this ain't that. So she ain't never cared about none of that. She never cared, no matter how much I just shrugged her off. She didn't care. And yeah, like, we ended up in the pantry for a little bit, but it wasn't nothing like it wasn't nothing like that. No, like in the middle of the party, but we more or less had like a small conversation more than anything. Like, we didn't really. It was just like a "so you don't miss me" type thing, and I'm just like, girl, I'm not about to do this with you. And like, even like the few times, like I said, like, it was a few double backs, but it was always like, she always reminded me why I was done dealing with her. So I eventually just started talking to somebody else, and just, you know, when she was around, but it was never like, you know, like, if we were in each other's presence, it's like, you know, we cool. Right. She would do and say little stuff every time, but I just, I just be like, okay, you know. But yeah, it was. Thinking back to the situation, there was a lot of moments where it was like, wow. Like, us all being in the same room. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. Not crazy, but I mean, we was all young, so I guess it makes sense. But thinking about it now, I could never be in that situation now, where we all at a house party together, and it's y'all house. Like, nah, I walk in there, hey, I'll see you later. Thanks for the invite. I'm out. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was not bothered at all. But I also, like, I cared, but I was young. And like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna get into no relationship. So that was only the second girl I talked to. So it was still fresh to me. So I'm like, hey, that's cool. Whatever. But yeah, man, she was a Libra though. Oh no! You know what? I've never talked to another Libra, ever. I barely just started getting into these signs and shit. I know Gemini. I mean, I'm pretty sure I purposely never talked to another Libra again. I'm not gonna cap. Like when I left for school, like literally my whole semester, like I was sad as hell. So I was like, bruh, I don't like that. So I'm like, you'll never get to make me feel like that again. Again, right. So that was the reason why I was always so like just player with her, because I'm like, nah, you will never get to make me feel like that again. Nigga I ain't even enjoy my first college semester. Like, I went to like 2 parties the whole semester. My best friend like, you want to go? Nah, man. I'm gonna just stay in my room. Just do my homework. Do my homework. And play. I had like I think I took like a little game system, and I took my little TV. I had like a little bitty TV, so I had took it with me, and I would just like play my little games. I'm talking about I ain't even too much get on social media for months.
Yeah, I would have been texting. Every time
I had to like
texted.
completely just ghost the like everything for a minute.
She made you feel like that?
Yeah, I'm dead ass, man. Well, because I wasn't like I said, I wasn't a relationship person. So that, like, I wasn't really emotionally attached to people outside of like my friends and family. I was never. So that being the case, and then like you do me like that, it was just kind of like, yeah, no, I gotta get my mind right for real. Like that definitely did a number on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna say I purposely never talked to a Libra again, but I think the universe knew to just keep them away from me. I mean, even to this day, we cool. She can say hi, I'll say hi. We can hold a conversation. We got each other on social media, whatever. I don't care no more, so it's like whatever. But nah, never again.
Yeah, that's what I say about Geminis.
Geminis too.
I can't date me like
I've dealt with 2 Geminis, and no, that's all I'm gonna say. Because I stay cordial with everybody, I'm gonna just leave it at no. But I mean, like I said, I definitely, most of the situations that I can reflect back on where I was just like, I never got in a relationship with him, so it's like I can only feel so much towards the situation because he wasn't my girlfriend. So
I just, man, you know what? After that, I was in.